Click, 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 click. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. Hugs, bougie kiss, mwah, bougie kiss, mwah. Hi, guys. Before we get into anything, you already know what I'm about to say, okay? If you would like one-on-one coaching with yours truly or anything else that I may offer, www.lawofassumptionprincess.com. Read that disclaimer in full because it helps you out, it helps me out, and it just makes everything easier for the both of us. Thank you, love you. Mwah. Okay, y'all, hi. I just wanted to start this video off by saying thank you guys. I'm so glad that you all liked and really resonated with my most recent upload. Obviously before this, I was talking about how you do have it in the 3D and you shouldn't continually parrot into your 3D that, you know, it's okay that I don't have it yet, or kind of funneling back to the fact that you don't have it yet almost as like a way of coping or as a way of trying to make yourself okay with the present moment when, damn, loud as hell, my window's open. When you are sitting and permeating in the new story of knowing like, hey, this is done, this thing right here definitely is mine, and there is no if, ands, or buts about that. That is just what the nature of this new reality for me is. So if you want to learn more about that, it's a short video, but it's very insightful, I would say, straight to the point. Go ahead and watch that last upload. But it kind of inspired me to want to talk about this today. And y'all know, pretty much, honestly, every time I come to y'all with a video topic, it's really off of the dome. Like, I don't have any scripts. I don't have anything that I really write down unless it's like a specific quote or something that I want to reference back so that I can remember to say it. But I always come off the dome with these videos because I speak authentically from my own experiences and my own application with the law, which I highly encourage everyone to do. You know what I mean? The best way to have an experience with the law that is like true and authentic and really connected to who you are is to embark on your own journey and like play around with it. Damn it, what the hell BRB, hold on. Okay, I am so sorry. I'm gonna pick up this microphone. I've been using this light all day. I've been creating content all day. So she died on me, but we fixed her. So like I was saying, yeah, I really feel like it's best to always speak from your own experience and speak from your own truth. You know what I mean? Anyway, you already know that that's what I do. And that's like sincerely what I advocate for when it comes to this law. That's not what today's video is about. Today's video is about manifesting as you are, okay? And I'm gonna go into detail about what I mean. So this happened to me too in the beginning of my law of assumption journey. I always felt like I had to put a stipulation on the thing that I was manifesting or the desire. And I had to convince myself that, you know, once I work on my self-concept more, or once I become this fully evolved, confident version of myself, or once I let this thing from the past go, once I let this circumstance go, and once this, that, and those happens, then I can be the person that has my desire, almost kind of like insinuating that I can have my desire once I earn it. Pretty much once I earn it, once I do something that's worthy of being deemed successful, I can have the thing I want. Once I fully heal from this heartbreak or this past situation, I can be the person who is fully capable of loving and being loved and being wanted by SP. Like, you know, honestly, like silly little stipulations that at the time I didn't realize were limiting me. Because the thing about it is, number one, you're not defined by the current circumstances that you're going through. Like, just because you're not necessarily where you see yourself wanting to be, or you're not necessarily as far as the 3D goes, right? When you look around you, maybe you're not as rich as you would like to be. Maybe you're not as small as you would like to be. Maybe you're not as pretty as you would like to be. All of those things are like honestly illusions. They're illusions, and they're really illusions of restriction. Like, you're basically implying that I see myself as not enough of blank, insert whatever adjective. And because of that, I don't think that I can have XYZ. I don't think that I can have the money. I don't think that I can have the ideal job. I don't think that I can manifest the ideal SP because I'm not small. I'm not pretty. I'm not rich. And what I'm trying to get you all to understand is that you as you are right now, like even if you have that feeling about yourself, you feel like you're not enough of whatever, even if that is the case, let's entertain that for a minute. Let's say that that is true, even though it's not. That still does not stop you from being able to be the person who has what it is that you want. You feeling as though I am not enough of whatever I need to be to have what it is that I want to manifest is not a blockage. It is not a blockage, because your manifestation does not care about your perceived lack of something. Your manifestation does not care about your perceived limitations. It just cares about the fact that you're consistently implying that this is here for you. So let's say that right now you don't feel like you're in an empowered state. Like, let's just use this as an example. You don't feel empowered. You feel like your self-concept is just not secure at all. You feel like your mind is all over the place. You feel like you're wavering, which all of these things are definitely things that you want to get a hold on. I'm not saying walk around here and normalize having not a good self-concept, not a healthy self-concept, normalize being a waverer. No, we're not doing that. I'm not saying normalize any of these things. What I am saying is, even if this is the case, and even if this is how you are perceiving yourself to be in this present moment, and eventually you want better for yourself and you want to shift your self perspective as a whole, which I would highly recommend, don't make what your perceived obstacle or limitations are right now mean that you can't be the person that you want to be. Like, if you want to be in possession of $1,000, right? But right now in your bank account, you see negative 100. It doesn't mean that when you see the $100,000, that is when you have the $100,000. And this is like the biggest kicker with the law. Like, as many people as I've talked to, as many clients as I've coached, it honestly always comes back to the perceived lack in the 3D, or the perceived identity that the person is currently consciously or unconsciously, a lot of times it's unconsciously embodying. So my thing is, even if you're in a low energy, even if you have negative $100 in your bank account, even if you have a fucked up low self-concept, drawing a wedge, like essentially drawing a wedge of separation between you and the person that you want to be, is not going to help you get your manifestation any quicker. And even more so, it's just going to kind of keep you in the reins of wanting, grasping, reaching, waiting until you're good enough, waiting until you're small enough for SP to want you, waiting until you're, all these things. And then suddenly all of the things in the world are going to coagulate and come together and deem you as worthy. The gag is, and I tell y'all this like all the time, and I don't get tired of telling you this because it's the honest to God truth. You are worthy as you are right now. So it's not like you in a lower self-concept and you in a higher self-concept it's not like one is inherently more worthy. Like, even when you're in a low energy and you feel like dog shit, you're still a worthy person. Like, that is not something that you can earn. Like, if there is a order of steps that you can embark on to become a worthier version of self, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Let me know, because there's no such thing as I do these things to become more worthy. I enter the state of being more worthy and then I have it. What happens is you start going on the steps of, okay, I know that I am this person already. Let me get in alignment and start acting like this person who knows that this is true about themselves. Then you have the awareness and the realization that this has always been true. Then you start operating out of that awareness and knowingness, because it has always been true. You just were operating in the lack of knowing. And so that's why you thought all of those things about you were true. That's why you thought I had to wait to lose weight and to be wanted. I had to wait to be chosen by SP to be wanted. I had to wait for all of these things to come together for me to know that I'm chosen. That's the difference, is that you were waiting on these circumstances to prove it to you. When you're not waiting for circumstances to prove it to you, you prove it to yourself, and then the circumstances reflect what it is you already know to be true about yourself. Hallelujah. You get what I'm saying? So that's why it feels like when the money shows up, oh, okay, like, yeah, now I'm whole, now I'm abundant, now I'm wealthy, now I'm rich. No, you were always that. But you started feeding yourself a messaging that aligns with the fact that you know that. You were always wealthy, you were always healthy, you were always happy, you were always vibrant, you were always beautiful. And even when it comes down to like appearances, right? I know that people get very caught up and sensitive about their appearances. We definitely live in a society where it's unfortunately like very normalized to look in the mirror and find something to pick apart with yourself. Now, y'all know that I'm not by any means a small girl. I've lost a good amount of weight. I'm about 80 pounds down now, but I don't have any desire to be, small, little, conform to beauty standards that I didn't even choose for myself, because that doesn't align with my princess vortex intergalactic self-concept. That doesn't align with me. I feel like I'm allowed to choose my own beauty standards, and I'm very comfortable in my skin. But an example that I use a lot of the times in calls is that, my whole life I was always told that people like me can't model. Girls who look like me can't be models. Girls who look like me can't do New York Fashion Week. Did it. Girls who look like me can't be on the cover of a magazine. Did it. Girls who look like me can't be engaged. Did it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And my partner, she's fairly small. She's this big. Okay. And she loves it here. You get what I'm saying? So if it was always about the external first, then people who already have the things that you want would already have a healthy self-concept. They will already have a healthy perception of self. But a lot of people who have the things that you're actually trying to obtain, they don't even have the healthy narrative and inner self-talk and inner dialect to go along with it. And that's actually something that I really do want to get into soon. I want to break down the self-concept of certain public figures that we seemingly know and love, and talk about how, on the outside, it's like they have all of these things, but the things are not fulfilling them because they don't have a healthy relationship or self-concept with self. You're convincing yourself once you get the car, you're whole. Once you get the wardrobe, you're whole. Once you get the person, you're whole. Once you get the money, you're whole. If that is the case, why are there people who have those things, but we still see them muddling through these unfavorable circumstances? And it's not even so much about the unfavorable circumstances, but what it is that their concept of self is reflecting back to them. Of course, they're not aware. Unfortunately, a lot of people aren't aware of the fact that, that's what's taking place when it is taking place. I'm saying all this to say is that you, as you are right now with how you feel, what you feel like you're currently presented with, you're okay. You're enough. You are enough to manifest as you are right now in this present moment. Like, you could be watching this video and you could be like completely depressed and just down on your luck. Maybe you're ready to throw the towel in because you're like, I don't see any movement. I don't feel like this is working. I don't feel like I'm my ideal version of self. The list goes on. You, even in that moment, even in that state, even in that awareness, you're still enough to manifest what it is that you want. Like, there's never going to be a point in time where you're not enough. If you are alive and if you are breathing, you are enough. And even otherwise, if you're over yonder, if you're on the other side of existence, and you have some awareness of me making this video right now, honey, you're worthy too. Okay. We're limitless over here. Everybody who's ever been is worthy and enough to be who they want to be and to manifest as they are right now in this current moment. There is no stipulation on your manifestations. There is no stipulation on applying the law of assumption. And that's the realization that I really want everyone to have, because once you understand this and you can fully understand it, submerge yourself in it and really get comfortable with knowing that this is a universal truth and there is never going to be a point in time where I can't apply this to my life. That's where your liberation comes from. That's where it really comes from. It's never really the circumstance. It's never really all these things, like I said, is going to come into your life and then grant you the permission to be amazing. That's just who you are by nature. Sometimes you lose sight of it. Sometimes you get frustrated. It's human nature. But the fact never changes. The fact never changes that you are always going to be the God of your reality. You are always going to be the operant power, and nothing changes that. So I wanted y'all to just hear me say this. I know that somebody out there definitely needs to hear it, because I've been there. I speak and teach and forward these principles from my own experience, my own knowing. I navigated through all of this. So it's the truth. It's the truth. So pick yourself up by the bootstraps. Be nice to yourself. Be kind to yourself. If you are not a person who resonates with tough love and, oh man, I need to get myself up, be kind and gentle. You deserve to be your own best friend. Yes, you're elevating. Yes, you're moving through life. Yes, you're learning. And yes, you're going forward. You're catapulting forward. But be kind to yourself, because you're literally changing the course of your timeline and your fucking neural pathways. And that is to be celebrated. Not berated, celebrated. Okay. So I'm going to stop yapping. Y'all make sure you follow a girl on all of her socials, especially my main Instagram and my Law of Assumption Princess Instagram. I honestly should start posting more on my Law of Assumption TikTok. I have not been on my Law of Assumption TikTok in a while, but still go ahead and follow it. And if y'all want more Law of Assumption TikToks from me, well, let me know, because the girl might have something cooking up already. And until next time, you all know that I love you. 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 I love you.